Welcome back to VJ's Dark Insights. It seems you guys are ready for more of this Manchu family saga.
It's quite the story, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
And, we left off with Manoj accusing his father, Mohan Babu, of being behind this attack on him.
Right.
And we explored those police reports, but now there's this whole other layer to it.
There is.
A YouTube video analysis
Yeah.
that's digging into both sides of the story.
I think what's so interesting about this video is it lays out the claims from both sides, almost like we're watching a legal drama unfold
Exactly.
in real time. Yeah.
And it gives us these little details, too, that kind of just paint this really vivid picture of how tense things are getting.
Yeah.
Like that scene at the police station with all the bouncers.
Oh, tell me about it.
The video mentions there were like 70 of them that showed up.
Oh my gosh.
40 representing Vishnu and 40 for Manoj.
It's like a scene straight out of a movie.
It really is. It's like, how divided can you get?
It really highlights just how deep this rift in the family is. I mean, even going to the police turns into this, like, power struggle.
Right.
Like a show of force.
Exactly.
It's a bit much, isn't it?
It's a lot. So, okay, let's break it down a little bit.
Okay.
We already know the basics of Manoj's complaint.
Right.
He believes his father had something to do with an attack on him.
Yeah.
But this video also gives us a glimpse into Mohan Babu's side of things.
Yes.
And it's this letter he wrote to the police.
And it's a letter that's very much trying to take control of the narrative, wouldn't you say?
100%.
Mohan Babu is painting this picture of Manoj and his wife Monica as the aggressors, saying they came back to the family home after 4 years.
4 years, wow.
And brought, quote, antisocial elements.
Ooh, interesting choice of words.
Very
Antisocial elements.
I thought so too. It's so vague, right? Like he's implying something sinister.
Right.
Without actually saying what it is.
It's very calculated. Yeah, it's like he's trying to make Manoj look bad.
Exactly. Cast doubt on his character without actually providing any hard evidence.
Yeah. And he goes on to say that they tried to seize his house.
Oh, yes, that's right.
By intimidating his staff.
Yeah.
And that he fears for his safety and his assets.
Yeah. It's like he's trying to play the victim here,
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, if he was so scared, why didn't he go to the police right away?
Exactly. It's very convenient, isn't it?
It is. It's very convenient that it all comes out now.
Yeah.
In response to Manoj's complaint.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
It does.
Is he genuinely scared, or is this all just a big act?
Right. Is it strategic?
Hmm.
Well, if this is a battle of narratives, Manoj is fighting back.
Oh, he is.
With his own document, a 3-page letter.
Oh, wow.
Where he addresses his father's claims point by point.
He doesn't hold back, does he?
Not at all.
Hmm.
So he starts by addressing this idea that he's after his father's money or property.
Right.
He denies it completely.
Good for him.
And says he's always been financially independent.
Oh, that's a smart move.
It is.
It shuts down that whole greedy son narrative before it even gets started.
Yeah, it's like he knew people would think that.
Exactly. He's one step ahead.
And then he throws in this detail.
Okay.
That really piques my interest.
Tell me.
He says he only came back to the family home a year ago because his mother was alone and his brother Vishnu was in Dubai.
Oh, Dubai.
For reasons best known to him.
Ooh, that's juicy. Reasons best known to him, huh?
Right.
That's like a whole other story waiting to be told.
It is. What is going on in Dubai?
There's definitely more to this than meets the eye.
There has to be.
It's like a little side plot to this already dramatic main plot.
It's like Inception.
I love it.
A plot within a plot.
Yeah, it keeps us guessing, that's for sure.
Right.
Keeps us hooked.
Okay, so then he also challenges anyone to check cell tower records to verify his location.
Wow, bold move.
Right.
He's putting it all out there,
Yeah.
saying he didn't bring any troublemakers to his father's house.
He's like, check the records.
He's confident, that's for sure.
He is. It makes you wonder why the police haven't looked into that.
It's a good question, isn't it?
It is. And then there's this next claim that takes everything to a whole new level.
Okay.
He accuses his father
Yeah.
of verbally abusing the nannies who take care of the kids.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he says they're terrified to speak out.
That's a heavy accusation.
It is. And the YouTube video host actually points out how serious this is legally, especially proving abuse within a powerful family.
It's a reminder that what we see in public might only be the tip of the iceberg, right?
100%.
There could be so much more going on behind closed doors.
Right. This family could have so many secrets.
So many layers.
Layers, yeah, that we don't even know about.
That's what makes this case so fascinating, though, isn't it?
It is.
It's like a puzzle with missing pieces.
Exactly.
We're trying to figure out what's real and what's just a story.
Yeah, and then you have this whole thing with the missing CCTV footage.
Oh, right.
And Manoj's claims that he was working on his family's film projects.
Yeah.
But not getting paid for it.
That's interesting.
It is. It makes you wonder, like, what are the power dynamics here?
Totally.
Is this just a father taking advantage of his son?
Potentially.
Or is there more to it?
Right. Could be something else going on.
Manoj even suggests that his brother Vishnu might be benefiting from this whole arrangement.
Oh, so it's brother versus brother too, huh?
It seems like it. This family is a mess of conflicting interests and loyalties.
It's a tangled web, that's for sure.
And on top of all that, there's this bombshell that Manoj claims he has evidence of financial irregularities.
What?
At his father's university.
No way.
Yeah.
What kind of irregularities are we talking about here?
Well, he implicates both Vishnu and this associate named Vinay Maheshwari.
Oh, so it goes beyond the family.
It seems like it. And he says he's ready to go to court with this information.
Wow, this is serious stuff.
It is. It sounds like he's not afraid to expose whatever's going on.
He's not backing down, that's for sure.
Not at all.
I wonder what his strategy is here. It seems like he's trying to expose something bigger, something beyond just a family squabble.
Right, like maybe there's something corrupt going on.
Potentially.
And he's trying to bring it all down.
It's a risky move, but it could pay off.
Well, and in his letter, he makes this really interesting appeal. He claims he's just fighting for justice and transparency.
Oh, that's a good angle.
Right. He's saying he's just trying to uphold the values his father taught him.
That's clever. He's turning the tables, making it seem like he's the one honoring the family legacy.
Exactly.
While his father is the one who's straying from it.
And you know what's interesting?
What's that?
The YouTube video host is really careful to stay neutral throughout his analysis.
He is, yeah. He even says he'll address Manchu Vishnu's response if he ever releases one.
Right.
It's like he's trying to be fair, giving both sides a chance to speak.
Which is interesting because remember how Manoj tagged a bunch of political figures in his tweet about all of this?
Oh, yeah, that's right. He tagged everyone from Chandrababu Naidu and Lokesh to KTR and Revanth Reddy.
It's like he's trying to bring this whole thing into the political sphere.
It is, isn't it? It's like he's hoping to get some powerful people on his side.
Exactly.
Maybe put some pressure on the authorities.
Right.
This is getting complicated.
It's like this family feud is about to explode into something much bigger.
It seems that way. We've only scratched the surface here.
And it's already so intense.
This is just the beginning.
I know. I can't wait to see what happens next.
Me neither. Buckle up, folks. This is about to get wild. So, welcome back to VJ's Dark Insights. It looks like we're all still captivated by this Manchu family drama.
Well, it is a juicy one.
It is. And last time we were kind of unpacking that letter Mohan Babu wrote to the police.
Yes, that letter.
And there was this one detail that I can't stop thinking about.
Oh, what's that?
Remember where he says Manoj and Monica brought, quote-unquote, antisocial elements to his house?
Yes. Antisocial elements.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Right. It's so vague. It makes you think, though, doesn't it? Like, is he just trying to make Manoj look bad without actually saying anything specific?
Oh, definitely. Trying to frame him as some kind of danger to society.
Exactly. Like, he's the innocent patriarch, and Manoj is this disruptive force.
Yeah, very calculated.
Oh, absolutely. Classic strategy, you know? Control the narrative, control people's perceptions.
And it's not just the language either. He also claims, pretty dramatically, that Manoj and Monica tried to, quote-unquote, seize his house.
Oh, yes, that's right. Intimidating his staff and all?
But we haven't heard from the staff, have we?
We haven't. It's all just Mohan Babu's word at this point.
We don't really know what happened.
We don't. It's a classic he said, she said situation, which I have to admit does make it all the more interesting.
It does. It's like we're trying to solve a puzzle, but we're missing half the pieces.
Exactly. And that, to me, is the most compelling part of this whole deep dive, figuring out what's real and what's just a story.
What's the truth? Yeah. And then there's this whole other aspect that we have to think about.
Yeah.
All the voices we're not hearing from in all this.
Right. Like, Manoj accuses Mohan Babu of verbally abusing the nannies.
And they're afraid to speak up, right?
That's what he says. But how do we know what really happened? What if they have a completely different perspective?
It's like Sometimes the people with the most to say are the ones who are silenced.
Exactly. It makes you realize how limited our understanding can be when we only focus on the public statements, on the official documents.
Yeah, there's so much we don't know.
So much that happens behind closed doors.
Which brings us back to Manoj's response.
Hmm.
He really seems set on proving he's not after his father's money.
I noticed that too. It's almost like he knew that would be the first assumption everyone would make.
Oh, totally. This is all about inheritance. Greedy son trying to get his hands on the family fortune.
Right, right. But by denying it so forcefully, it makes him seem more trustworthy, more believable.
Like, I'm the good guy here. I don't care about the money.
Very clever.
Oh.
Very strategic.
Then there's this whole thing with Vishnu's trip to Dubai.
Oh, yeah, Dubai. What's going on there?
Manoj mentions it in his letter, but he only says the reasons are best known to him.
Ooh, that's such a loaded phrase.
It is. Makes you wonder what he's not saying.
Definitely some secrets there. It's like he's throwing shade on his brother without making a direct accusation.
Planting a seed of doubt in our minds.
Exactly. And you know what else is strange?
What's that?
Mohan Babu doesn't even address Vishnu's absence in his letter.
Oh, you're right. He doesn't mention it at all.
You'd think if Manoj and Monica were really trying to take over his house, Vishnu would be there to defend it, right?
You'd think so. But nope, radio silence.
Makes you wonder what Vishnu's role is in all of this, doesn't it?
It does. Maybe he's involved somehow, maybe he's not. Who knows?
The mystery deepens. And speaking of unanswered questions,
There's a lot of those.
remember how Manoj challenged anyone to verify his location using cell tower records?
Yes. Check the records.
But so far, it seems like no one has.
It's like that challenge fell on deaf ears.
It did. Which makes me wonder, if Manoj is so confident in his alibi, why hasn't anyone looked into it?
Good question. Or maybe they have, and we just don't know the results.
Right, behind the scenes stuff. But then we have all these other loose threads too, you know? The missing CCTV footage, Manoj's claims about working on the family films without getting paid.
Oh, let's talk about that unpaid work for a second. It's easy to get lost in the dramatic accusations, but that little detail really tells you a lot about what's going on in this family.
It does, doesn't it? It's not just about the money, it's about the power dynamics.
Totally. Manoj says he contributed so much to his father and brother's films, but never got a dime.
That's pretty messed up if it's true.
It is. And he even implies that Vishnu might be benefiting from this whole arrangement.
So we've got father possibly exploiting son, and now brother potentially taking advantage of brother.
This family is a nightmare.
It's a web of tangled loyalties and conflicting interests. And remember, we're not even done with the financial stuff.
Right. There's still that whole bombshell about the financial irregularities at Mohan Babu's university.
Oh, tell me about it. Manoj says he has evidence implicating Vishnu and this associate named Vinay Maheshwari.
He's ready to go to court. This could blow the whole family wide open.
It could. It seems like Manoj isn't just trying to clear his name. He's trying to expose something much bigger.
Maybe he's like a whistleblower, risking everything to expose the truth.
It's a bold move, that's for sure. But he tries to spin it, make it sound noble.
Oh, yeah. He talks about fighting for justice, upholding the values his father taught him.
It's a clever tactic. He's basically saying, Dad, you taught me to do the right thing, and now I'm holding you accountable.
Putting the pressure on, appealing to his sense of, legacy? Family honor.
Exactly. Trying to sway public opinion in his favor. And it really makes Vishnu's silence even more suspicious, doesn't it?
It does. If these allegations are true, you'd think he'd want to speak up, defend himself.
Unless, of course, he has something to hide.
Or maybe he's just waiting for the right moment to unleash his side of the story.
Could be. We never know with these things. This saga is far from over.
Definitely not. And with Manoj bringing in all these political figures, who knows where this will all end up?
Your guess is as good as mine. But one thing's for sure. This isn't just a family drama. It's a glimpse into the dark side of human ambition.
It really is.
Where power, money, and family ties collide.
And the truth. Well, that's anyone's guess.
Exactly. Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll continue to untangle this messy web of intrigue and see if we can get any closer to the truth.
So we're back for the final part of our deep dive into this Manchu family saga. It's been quite a ride.
It has. And it just keeps getting more and more complicated with each new piece of information.
It really does. Last time, we were talking about Manoj's claim that he has evidence of financial wrongdoing at Mohan Babu's university.
Right. Implicating both Vishnu and that associate. What was his name?
Vinay Maheshwari.
Vinay Maheshwari, yeah. And he even threatened to take it all to court, which that would be devastating for the family's reputation.
Absolutely.
Mm.
But the biggest thing that's been sticking with me is Vishnu's silence through all of this.
I know. You'd think if you were accused of something that serious, you'd want to defend yourself.
At least say something, right?
Exactly, but nope, not a word.
Which honestly just makes the whole thing seem even more suspicious.
It does. It's hard to know how to interpret it, though,
Yeah.
Could be that he's just trying to avoid making things worse.
Like not add fuel to the fire.
Exactly. Lay low, let things cool down.
Or maybe he's got a whole team of lawyers working behind the scenes,
Maybe. Especially if Manoj is serious about going to court, Vishnu's going to need a good defense.
But still, if he's innocent, wouldn't you want to come out swinging, deny everything, clear his name?
You'd think so, but then again, maybe he's afraid that speaking up will just draw more attention to the accusations.
Yeah, it's a tough call.
It is damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation.
So we're left with all these unanswered questions, and Vishnu's silence just makes him even more intriguing.
It does. Like, what really went down in Dubai? What exactly is this evidence Manoj claims to have?
Right, and who are we not hearing from in all of this?
Exactly. We've got these letters, the videos, social media posts, but it's all just a very small piece of the puzzle.
We're only getting one side of the story, really.
We are. And I keep thinking, there are so many conversations happening behind closed doors that we'll never know about.
There are motivations, relationships.
Mm-hmm.
We can only speculate.
And you know who I really want to hear from? The nannies.
Oh, yeah, them too.
What do they know? What have they seen? Their perspective could be so valuable.
But they're probably terrified to speak out.
Probably, but think about it. Their insights into this family dynamic could be way more revealing than any official statement or document.
It's like we're trying to understand this whole situation from the outside looking in.
Yeah. We can piece together some things, but we'll never have the full picture.
So at the end of the day, we're left with a family torn apart, accusations flying everywhere, and this cloud of suspicion hanging over them.
It's sad, really.
Yeah.
You see how ambition, resentment, the desire for control, it can all just destroy relationships.
It's a reminder that family isn't always what it seems, right?
Definitely not. And that sometimes the truth is just too messy and complicated to ever fully understand.
Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into the Manchu family saga. For now, at least, who knows what the future holds?
Maybe there are more chapters to this story yet to be written.
Maybe. And if there are, we'll be back to explore them.
We will. Until then, keep those critical thinking skills sharp. And remember, the truth is out there, somewhere. It's just a matter of finding it.
Exactly. Thanks for joining us on this wild ride.
It's been a pleasure.